Good morning, Steph here from Fitties Health, Fitness and Wellbeing. I'm here today to do a short glute session for you, so get your bum and the hips working. So we're going to start with a real short warm up with a little bit of marching. So just marching on the spot to get the leg muscles warmed up initially. Stand up nice and tall, head up, neck in line with your spine. Shoulders should be back, chest should be open. I might change around so I don't fall in anywhere. So just let those arms pump at the side of your body and then bring your knees a little bit higher. Squeeze those tummy muscles. And then bring those heels up a little bit to the rear. So we're just warming up all the different muscles in the lower limbs because we will probably be using them as well as the glutes and the hips. All I've got today for equipment is a sun lounger. You can use a mat, a towel, a rug, a step instead of a sun lounger or a chair. Back to the middle. And then I want you to stand up nice and tall. Bring your leg up to the front. Take it down, flex the heels, squeeze to the rear. Feel that bum cheek squeeze. Take it off and change onto the other side. So knee comes up. We've got a couple of palm squirrels for company today. Whether they make it back onto camera or not, I'm not sure. So up to the front and to the rear. One more on each side. Just watch that balance. You get two more each side there, but it doesn't matter. So march it out now. Pump those arms. Drive the legs. Bring your knees higher. So we're now warming up the hip flexors and the thighs. Bring your knees nice and high to the front. Squeeze your tummy muscles, and then bring those heels up all the way to the rear. So it's a really brief warm up just to get those muscles working and wake them up a little bit, get everything moving. Okay, come back to the centre once you're even. Then we're going to pop the hands on the hips and just have a little bit of a focus on the lower back. Stick your bum out like a duck and then pull your hips up to the front and tuck your bum under. So it's that nice big range of movement all the way forward, all the way back. And then come back to the centre, engage those abs, and we're going to start with our first exercise. So I'm going to start without the sun lounger initially, and I'm going to build up after the first set. So shoulders on the ground, palms on the ground for extra stability with the arms down as well. Knees bent up, and we're going to scoop, lift, and roll those hips to the top, and then control it back down. Unroll that pelvis so you should see a little bit of a gap or feel a gap under your back between the floor and your back, and then roll it back up again. So we're squeezing the bum cheeks as tightly as we can. We can start to take away a bit of this stability that the arms are providing by either taking the arms over or by holding them into the collarbones, crossing them over the chest. So we're just scoop, lift and rolling. We're not counting reps at the moment. We're just getting those muscles switching on and working through that full range of movement. Okay, bring it back down, give your knees a quick squeeze, give your back a roll. Then we're going to roll onto the side. I want you to stretch your arm out and use that as a pillow. Knees together, hips stacked, ankles together, and we've got a few options now for progressions. So we can elevate, we can keep the legs as they are for starters and open and close the knees. We can elevate the feet and open and close those knees, or we can lift those hips. So I'm going to go for the second one today for starters. I'm just lifting and lowering. We're going to go for 10. So lift that top knee. 2, 3, squeeze your tummy muscles. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Perfect. Now all you need to do is roll over onto your other side, but because I don't want to have my back to you, I'm just going to roll over and do a bit of a change there. So same again, head on your bicep like a pillow, hip stack, knee stack. I'm lifting back to the progression I was at and going for 10. So abs are squeezing tight, and it's up for 1 and down. 2, 3, 4, 5, you can put the hands to the front for extra stability if you need to. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Perfect. If you need a bit of a stretch after these, bend the knee to the front. I'm just going to roll onto the back and just squeeze those knees into my chest. Okay, so we're going to come back to those bridges again. So this time I'm going to take it up a level. So I'm going to use my sun lounger to take away some of the stability. You can use a fit ball for this, you can use a step, you can use a Bosu, whatever you've got. I'm just going to rest the legs on for starters to show you the intermediate progression, and then scoop, lift and roll those hips up and then bring it back down. If that's not very challenging, if your surface isn't high enough, bring your bum a bit closer and put those feet on top of it. You can have the feet together to make it more unstable, or wide for a little bit of extra stability there. So scoop, lift and roll those hips, squeeze your bum cheeks, feel the tummy muscles, squeeze the thighs and the bum cheeks, and it might be useful to have a bit of padding underneath your shoulders at this point. So control it down. We're going to go for wherever you are now, wherever you feel right with the progression. So it could be feet down, it could be calves resting on, or it could be feet resting on, whichever one you're happy with. We're going to go for 12 reps. So scoop, lift, squeeze the bum cheeks, roll the hips up, hold at the top, and then fight gravity on the way back down. Same again. What we can do to make it even trickier is not commit our weight to the floor at the bottom. Number 3, squeeze those bum cheeks, squeeze your tummy and control it down. 4, keep breathing, exhale on the up, inhale on the down. 5, or just breathe any old how. 6, 7, starting to get a little bit taxing there, so I'm going to take it down a level. 8, 9, and 10. Oh, 2 more. 11 and 12. So give those knees a squeeze, take a nice release for your back, give your hips a roll, and then we're back to the clamshells. We're going to change sides this time, so we start on the other side. But before we do, one other thing to add. We can make this even more unstable by putting less of the leg on the surface, which we'll explore a little bit more on the next set. So starting on the side you did second, bicep as a pillow. You can take this up another level now if you feel able. So I'm elevating the legs at the point of the hip, squeeze those tummy muscles and lift and lower that top leg. So that's 1, 2, 3, again a bit of padding under the hip, won't go amiss. 4, 5, whoops a daisy, try and keep stable. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and that's enough for that one for me. Bend that leg forward, feel that release for a second before we change sides. So same again on the other side. Big ant. I don't know if it's a biting one. So same again. Bicep is a pillow, ankles up, and I'm pushing with the legs as well now. And we're going for another 10 to make it even, or however many you did on the other side. So 1, 2, squeeze those tummy muscles, keep the hips stable. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Well done. Bring the legs down, bend to the front, a little bit of a release for the hip, hold and breathe. Well done. Okay, last set of bridges. So let's come back over. If you did use something to raise your legs, I'm going to keep my feet towards the edge of the platform this time. Feet together, scoop, lift and roll those hips, squeeze those bum cheeks and control it back down. So I'm feeling a bit more able again, had a bit of a rest on the last exercise, so I'm going to elevate the legs again. I'm going to go for a wider, more stable base though. So number 2, take it up, squeeze those bum cheeks, fingers to here if you want less stability, and fight gravity on the way back down. You can hover, save committing the weight to the floor, save making it too easy. Number 3, I think. 4, Squeeze those glutes, squeeze those tummy muscles. 5. Remember to roll the pelvis through the movement. 6. Oops, forgot the arms. 7. Squeeze that core. 8. 9. 3 more. Doing great. 10. 11. And 12. Control it down. Squeeze those knees. And one last time for the clamshells. So rolling onto that side. Move yourself away from your raised platform if you need to. Arm is your pillow. And again, so the hardest progression that works best for you. So ankles up is the first one. Sorry, first one is legs down. Second one is ankles up. Third one is knees up. So let's lift for 1. Hinge from them ankles. 2, exhale with the lift, inhale with the lower. 3, squeeze that tummy, try and keep it strong and stable. 4, 5, 6, not too fast. 7, 8, 9, go for 12 this time. 10, 11, and 12. Perfect. Control it down, bend that knee to the front, release that hip, hold and breathe. And when you're happy, change sides. Good work. Nearly there. Same again. Bicep is your pillow. Rest your head on. Take your legs back to where you started on the last ones and let's go for that 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Try not to let your legs waggle about. 5, I know I'm not the best example of that today. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Good work. Control it down. Bend that knee to the front and release that hip. So for our stretches, that's us all done. That was a super quick workout. We're going to stretch off by rolling onto our back. Rest the leg that's just worked, and the other one wants to squeeze into your chest. Hold it there. So we want to hold for about 20 seconds at least. And then pull that leg across your body. About 5 more seconds there. And then open up those hips, take your leg closer to the floor, bring it back to this side of the body. Halfway there. And then let that leg relax. Same with this one, bring it in. Hold and breathe. And then bring it across the body for that hip and glute. And then out to the side. Last 5 seconds. And then and let that leg go. This time both knees slide up and we're going to rest the leg that stretched first against the leg that stretched second, or just one ankle against one knee. Reach behind the supporting leg and pull it in towards your tummy, hold and breathe. Should feel this stretch up the outside of this leg here, back in your bum and hip. Keep the tension on, almost there. And slowly release and change legs. Exactly the same again. Ankle against the knee, reach behind the leg and pull it towards your tummy. And slowly release there. Squeeze those knees and roll yourself upwards. That's us all done on that session there. If you've still got any tight areas that you would like a stretch for, just drop me a line to let me know if it didn't cover everything. And otherwise, take care and see you soon. Thank you for joining me, and bye for now.